going to be creating pop art. I had ran a poll on my channel and it was kind of close. It was either the creating portraits of my animals or the pop art, and it was leaning more towards pop art. So that's what I'm gonna do. If you don't know what pop art is, it's right here.
Clearly, I don't even know what it is. How am I going to explain something to you that I don't even know?
It's just one of those gloomy days. It's so gloomy outside. It's gonna be like that the whole week. And I had plans that I don't get to do. It's okay though, because missed plans means that I get to stay in the house and create art. So win-win situation? I don't know. To stay home and create art. So I ain't mad at it. Am I the only one that used to read these dork diaries? This used to be my book. Of course I drew it. The real ones know you draw these. It's like a coloring page. Let me know if y'all used to read these down below in the comments. If I asked, y'all think they would create a modern day version of those? I'd need me a book like that, but about college and about being in your 20s. They need to make a book like that. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get into this painting because I have nothing done right now and it's looking very bare. So let's go. Sometimes I like to sketch my ideas, kind of create like thumbnails, like drawing with waffles. So I have a sketchbook, by the way, with all of my oh, that's Max Caulfield. Comment down below if you know who this is. If you know who this is, I'll shout you out next video. Best game. This one too. Comment down below if y'all want a sketchbook tour when I get a sketchbook. This was just like my first real sketchbook, so it's kind of trial and error right now, but when I get my next one, it's gonna be a good one.
So I have this idea. Y'all didn't see, but I have this mini canvas that I painted like a couple weeks ago with like a floral type of theme, and it was like different flowers, kind of like a field type of thing. And so I was thinking, what if I do that, change the color scheme and make it a bigger canvas and make the flowers pop out. I was thinking of cutting up cardboard to look like the flowers in the painting and then making them pop out to give it a 3D effect and give it some texture. I thought that would be really cool. And then in the middle, you can see here I'm drawing a face, because in the initial idea I was gonna draw a black girl like in the middle with her hair curly and like flowing through the flowers, but I kept trying and trying. I just could not get the face right how I wanted it to be. I really like this idea, so it was in my #1 for the longest time. Depending on what I choose, I think either way it came out really cute, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. So yeah, this ended up being my first idea #1. Alright, moving on to idea #2. Idea #2 was kind of like the same vibe. I still wanted those flowers with the 3D effect, but I don't know why. I've just been wanting to paint or draw some type of city landscape, but I didn't want to just do a basic city. I wanted to make it interesting. So maybe that'll be my next painting, who knows. This ended up being idea #2. And now we're on to step 2, choose the underpainting. So I went with the green because I really wanted that to be the main focus, to give off the vibes of grass and greenery and petals and stuff like that. And then I went in with yellow because I feel like you can't go wrong using green with yellow because you get all different types of pretty shades of green. And here I am adding this teal color to the canvas in hopes that the green and the teal would mix together more. But I feel like the teal was kind of like overpowering. I wanted it to be more green, so I ended up going over it like a couple of times, and I think the end result came out cute. And here I was finishing up the blending. Everything was going so well, and then I realized that my camera didn't record any of the process of me painting the flowers. Yay! So even though I wasn't able to capture the starting process of the painting, I was able to notice it before I got into deeper detail. So here I am just adding a bit of orange to the yellow flowers, and then I'll be adding dark blue to the blue flowers. Basically what I did was take a deep dark green and then blotch those around the whole canvas, and then after that I went in with the medium green and did the same thing, and it created its own depth and blending by itself. And then I went in and added the yellow flowers and the blue flowers and the blue petals and stuff like that. You get the gist. Man, I was so hurt. Like, the beginning of the painting is like the best part because you get to see the beginning transform into the end. But it's okay, at least it wasn't like too crazy. Alright, and then right here I'm going in with some shading, adding some dark green underneath the flowers just to make them look like they're actually on top of grass and not just there, you know? Just creating more detail. And then I felt like the green was a little too dark, so I ended up going over it with a medium green, and it ended up blending beautifully. Now moving on to the fun part. Okay, I had got these cardboard boxes like maybe a year and a half ago when I was working on a different project, and they finally came in handy today. So I cut the cardboard pieces up and then I set them on the table. I'm gonna be using, I think it was about 6 pieces I used. I did, I think 8 flowers in total. I started with 4 blue ones and then I moved on to the orange flowers. And then after that, I decided it'd be cute to add little bees like flying around, so I painted those on the cardboard and I'll be cutting those out later. For some reason, I feel like it was much harder trying to blend the orange flowers more than the blue flowers. I think it was because it was more like mixing yellow and red to get the right shade of orange I was looking for. So that's why it was taking me a minute, but we got there in the end, so that's all that matters. Alright, we have finally reached cutout time, so now it's time to cut out these pieces and get them put on this canvas. Okay, and right here I was trying to decide if I should leave a bit of the brown cardboard edges around the flower or if I should just cut it to where I painted the flower, if that makes sense. But I ended up just doing both because I think they both looked great on the canvas. For the celebration of spring, I decided to go with the butterfly in the middle of the piece, but not just any butterfly, a monarch butterfly to be exact. And I had sketched this butterfly like 2 or 3 years back, so I thought it'd be a good idea to use it for a reference. Alright, y'all, here's how it's looking so far. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you think? I love it. So now here I am just trying to decide where the butterfly should go. I was gonna put it in the middle, but then I was like, maybe I should just give it a little flair. So I turned it a little bit and I was like, oh yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So now all I have to do is put the flowers where I want them to be. It was actually harder than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know why, but it was fun though, because it was like a puzzle piece. All we have to do now is glue everything together and then we're done.
love it. I love pop art. Like, look, you can see it on the side. I want to do more pop art. I think this is where I succeeding doing pop art and like crazy cool fun stuff. Like, I just love how stuff feels alive with pop art. It like comes to life. And yeah, exactly where I'm gonna put it. I like it. Cute. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I love you lots. Stay tuned for my next video. It'll probably be, no, not probably. It will be the turning my animals into portraits. So that will be fun. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, have a good night.